Okay, so maybe while we are waiting for the participants to address question or feedback, maybe I could ask one question about like from the integrated pest management, people try to reduce the use of pesticides, right? So what I'm wondering is maybe you could explain about what makes insect resistance to the pesticides, factors that makes insect resistance to the pesticides.
Okay, the makes pest resistance to the pesticide because the compound, the active compound is usually not changed in one in one musim. What is it? One season. Okay, one season. Okay, in one season of the crops is not changed. The active compound is only one active compound, so it can make the pest is resistant to the pesticide.
Okay, thank you. Okay, for participants, please feel free to address feedbacks or questions. Okay, one question from Mr. or Mrs. Ganesh from Nepal. How much effective is Pgp?
Okay, the plant growth promoting bacteria are very effective, and actually we have a testimony about Pgp, but we have to open our YouTube channel, and then in this testimony is still in Indonesian, so we have to translate. But if we can choose the subtitle of the YouTube, if all of you maybe in the accept this translation, so I can show the testimony about the using of the usage of plant growth promoting bacteria.
Okay, Mrs. Lutfi, maybe based on the experience of using plant growth promoting bacteria by the former trainees of the agriculture training of Ketindan, maybe I don't know, maybe are there like numbers or maybe or statistic for the productivity of their farming after implementing the PGPB?
The usage of the plant growth promoting bacteria, usually the use is before the plant disease, for seed treatment, and then for soak the bibit, soak the seed, and then we applicate it to spray on the plant, and the effective is we usually, if we use the PGPP, the plant disease is reduced. Bahkan tidak terserang. Even this no attack to the plant is very minimized. So as I have presented before, the beneficial microorganism is used to preemptive. So especially for to prevent attack before the pest enable. So we have prevent before prevent like this. Okay.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Lutfi. For Mr. or Miss Ganesh, I hope the answer helps, but of course you can always address further questions. Okay, Mrs. Lutfi and Mrs. Devi, there is another question from Mr. Gideon. He's from Solomon Islands. The question is, can we collect PGPP from other plants other than bamboo?
Okay, we can collect Pgp from the other plants. For example, from the plant of like Mimosa pudica. I'm sorry, Mimosa pudica, and then from there is a lot of in Mimosa pudica, the plant growth promoting bacterium.
Like, is there any the name of the species in Latin?
Mimosa pudica is Latin.
Oh, it's Latin.
Yes, Mimosa pudica. In Indonesian is Putri Malu.
Oh, Putri Malu. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yes, Putri Malu.
Okay, thank you very much, Mrs. Mr. Gideon. Mr. Gideon, I hope the answer helps. So there is another question from Miss N. Can PGPB be also used as well to control plant bacterial disease such as bacterial wilt? Just asking because bacterial wilt has a wide host range.
Okay. The PGPP usually prevent the bacterial wilt before this attack. So we applicate the PGPP before the attack of bacterial wilt. So it's prevent like that.
Okay, Mrs. Lutfi, Miss Anne, I hope it answers your question. Another question is from Mr. Nitya from Fiji. I think he is responding to your answer about Putri Malu, about Mimosa pudica. He said that it is sensitive grass.
Oh yeah. Yes, it's a sensitive grass, but we can careful to take the Mimosa pudica, and then but it has a benefit to because the PGPP is on there, especially on rhizosphere, not on the leaf, but on the rhizosphere, like the bamboo root, on the rhizosphere, on the root.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Lutfi. Mr. Nitya, I hope it answers your question. For other participants who would like to answer a question or maybe provide a response regarding the presentation of Mrs. Lutfi, please feel free to drop it on the Q&A or raise hand so that I can open the microphone access for you. We still have 20 minutes for the Q&A and discussion session. Or maybe while we are waiting for the participants to address question, I would like to ask question for Mrs. Lutfi. I think few months ago I saw I attend a presentation a presentation by another party about the use of satellite to observe a disease, but it was in a coconut. So my question is like, what on the Indonesian Center of Agricultural Training of Kementerian, what are the current methods for detection of crop disease? Like, do you have any sensor technology or other things?
Okay. We usually identify the plant disease by still manual procedure. So we have in the literature we have to postulate cough. So we usually see the symptom of the disease, and then from this symptom, usually we know because we usually mengamati. We usually see the plant disease every day like that, and then in the postulate code we take the symptom and then we culture on the lab on the laboratory, and then we identify by microscopic the morphology of the pathogen, and then the symptom, and then we after postulate code usually we have to test on the plant and then on the tobacco, and then from this tobacco usually we can differences from the pathogen or non-pathogen. If have a chlorotic form for in the tobacco leaf, we in my conclusion, this is a pathogen, and after this we test on the plant if the symptom is similar from before. We can identify this like that. So we usually we know the symptom one by one like that.
Thank you very much, Ms. Lutfi. So for participants, feel free to address your questions or feedbacks. I'm wondering, Mrs. Lutfi. I think there is ongoing concern, a global concern about the impact of climate change, particularly insect pests. And there was even like news that some insects that was usually unavailable to live in American continent, suddenly the insect existed and can inhabit the land. So, like, do you have any further comment about or maybe like finding about how climate change possibly affect the migration of insect pests?
The climate change make the migration of the pests because the environment. So in my opinion, the insect is find the environment as possibly as the for them. The best for them. So usually the climate change, so environmental is change. So the insect migration to the environment is the best for them. So it will related. It will the insect come to migration like that.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Lutfi. So since there are no questions from participants, I think we can conclude this session of your presentation. Do you have any final remarks, Mrs. Lutfi, please? Final remarks, like conclusion, maybe based on presentation and our discussion today during the.
Okay, our conclusion from this presentation are the biodiversity is very necessary to us. And this is the last sentence for my presentation before. The more variety, the better society, because we have to maintain the availability of oxygen by planting. And we have to maintain the continuity of the food chain with biodiversity. So biodiversity is very, very important to us. So we have to know to applicate the ecologically based integrated pest management.